What conspiracy theory do you completely believe is true? High-end art is a scheme to launder money and avoid taxes. Yeah, that's kind of known to be true. Also, look up horse farms. All the rich people have one. This is the smallest conspiracy ever. But you know how when you pull a tissue out of a box, there's this dust that comes out from the tissue when it scrapes the perforated edge. I swear it's designed like that so that the dust makes you sneeze. And then suddenly you need more tissues. Rise up against big tissue. Finally someone said something about this. There's too much dust in general on tissues. It all gets fucking stuck in my nose and I'm back where I started. Switch to napkins, bro. I've heard similar that chapstick doesn't let your lips replace their moisture, so you have to keep applying and end up buying more. A lot of rich people help terrorism and movements to destabilize a nation or a region to make money from its resources or people. This one pertains to my university. But some people may have the same experiences with theirs. So students who choose my university send applications in by December. The entire COVID shutdown happens in March, around the same time university acceptances are starting to be sent out. Each first year student has guaranteed residence. Everyone is wondering what the new teaching model will be. And it's announced that it's mixed, 30% in person and 70% online. At this point, if you're in first year and all your courses are online, why pay for residence? You can do class online. But the university sees these discussions and know they'll lose a lot of money if they don't have students in residence. So what is announced? Almost every first year has at least one in-person class. Meaning they have to be on campus. Meaning they have to live on residence. I don't know if this makes sense to anyone, but I thought it was interesting that the CIA let JFK get assassinated. Wait, I actually am curious about this one. A time traveler has traveled back in time to the year 1963. However, he does not know the exact date. He sees a CIA agent nearby and asks him, "Is today before or after the JF before? We can't afford to own a house like previous generations because money laundering ruined the cost of living." Edit. Well, thank you for the gold. I will now put it away for my down payment. Fact. Walk into a Ferrari dealership with $500,000 in cash. They call the DEA. Walk into a real estate office with $500,000 in cash in most cities. They say, "How can we help you?" Bill didn't cheat on Hillary. They have an open marriage where they can do what they want whilst traveling around for work. Reason for the infidelity lie. It's easier for the American population to accept a president making a mistake infidelity than to accept a swinging president/first lady. This would actually make me like them a lot more. Especially Hillary. Bill still slept with someone who was working for him, and that's just not okay. 100% believe this. She is also very powerful and no way she didn't know what was going on. She could have thrown down the cock block at any time. I had a vice principal at my high school who was in Secret Service from Reagan till GWB Jr. He told us stories about how they both had their own love affairs in the White House. She had more than him. I'm in the Navy and we change uniforms a lot compared to other branches. There's a conspiracy theory that there's a rear admiral whose wife has stocks in the company that makes our uniform. I just randomly heard someone talking about it. I have zero evidence that it's true. But I 100% believe it. Edit. Told this to my coworker who added to the conspiracy cause. He said the people who sell our uniforms is run by a rear admiral. The plot thickens. The Hawaii false missile alert was an experiment in how mass people would react knowing they're about to die. Conversely, that we're about to die and all this political shit show malarkey is a distraction. But I'm also schizophrenic, so give it a minute before I start thinking the walls are pissed off at me or some shit. I heard a story from a guy on Reddit who said he had sex with his sister because they were both virgins at like 22 when he heard the missile alarms. In my home city in the UK, a heroin dealer was convicted of lacing his product with poison and causing the deaths of homeless people. In court he claimed that the local council paid him off to get rid of some of the homeless people in that way. His defense was, "Why would I kill my customers? I have met one person that worked with the council and believes the story to be true. And years later I met some people that had worked with a homeless charity at the time. They claimed they knew it was the case, but there was nothing they could do to prove it, expose it. Maybe not Tupac, but at least one celebrity has faked their death and is still out there. I still to this day believe that for every sock that goes missing in your dryer, it turns into a Tupperware lid in your cabinet that fits nothing. I have seen no evidence to disprove this. I think missing socks turn into extra dryer sheets. I probably do 7 or 8 loads of laundry per week, but I find at least 20 used dryer sheets in unexpected places. All that stupid stuff shared on Facebook is just a way for people to mine your information for forgotten passwords, resets and stuff. Things like bet no one remembers the street they grew up on. I'll wait. Or, what would your name be if you took your mom's name instead of your dad's? Editing to add instead of replying to everyone. Thank you guys for making me feel so much less paranoid. None of my friends agreed with me that that's what those posts were for and made me feel like a paranoid nutcase for even suggesting it. I'm glad to know me being overly cautious and ignoring them makes sense. The Big Mac has gotten smaller so McDonald's saves some money. I don't know. But I swear the Big Mac used to be bigger. Or maybe I am just fatter. There is a pretty common business tactic. And there's been a hell of a lot of research into it. Companies know consumers are happier paying the same amount for an often unnoticeable reduced portion rather than seeing a price increase for the same item. A pound of bacon, at least in Canada, used to be 454 grams. They went to 425 grams, 400 grams. And now I've even seen down 350 grams. All this while the prices go up. Exception to the rule is Costco. Everyone I tell about this tells me I'm overreacting and it's just a conspiracy. But I strongly believe large companies who use eco-friendly products around customers only do it to make themselves look good. And to make the customer feel like pollution is their fault when they use, for example, plastic straws. When in reality using eco-friendly straws barely dents the amount of pollution the company itself makes behind the scenes. Oh no, I can 100% believe this. Big companies will do anything that is not difficult and makes them look better. And this fits both of those criteria perfectly. I hadn't realized that people consider this a conspiracy theory and not objective truth. Not a specific theory. But I have no doubt that the majority leaks for the entertainment industry, video games, movies, TV, etc. are completely purposeful and meant to gauge general opinions before official announcements. Edit. Spelling. Thanks for my first ever awards. They are called trail balloons and they absolutely exist. They exist in politics. They exist in products. They exist in every industry with any amount of money. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Reddit After Dark. Have a good night.